So today I'm going to bring you a little mini decorating video. I'm going to be transforming the foyer space, this beautiful little hutch and mirror area, for the holidays. So it's just a quick touch. There won't be a lot of decoration here, but it'll give you the feeling of Christmas. I'm going to be using these elements here. So I have a couple white deer and a trio of Christmas trees. These actually light up. They're battery powered, but I don't have to light them up because they just look really pretty white like they are with the sparkle. And I'll be creating a bow using these two ribbons to hang the wreath. So this is a real wreath that I get from Costco every year. It's, even though all my trees are fake, I like having the smell of real in my house. So as a compromise, what I do is I buy these and hang them up, and you get that smell, but because they're stationary and there's nothing touching them, you don't get the litter of pine needles. So they stay really well on the wall for a month and a half, because I'm putting this up mid-November. So they stay really well on the wall. Everything's put together really good, and it gives you that smell of Christmas without creating a bunch of mess. So this will be finishing out that little vignette, and let's go ahead and get started. So I am not an expert bow maker, but I've made a few. So I just need a basic bow, nothing too big or fancy. And I'm going to use these two ribbons, and basically it's going to go up at the top of the wreath, and then there'll be a little bit of ribbon that hangs down that holds the wreath in place. I can't find my floral wire, so I am one that you find what you can and you move on. So I'm going to use these cheap ornament hanger wires. Basically, we're making something that just needs to last a month and a half. This isn't a permanent thing. So my philosophy is, if you don't have exactly what you need, find something that will work and go with it. Unless it has to be perfect, this works. So we're going to start out by measuring out a little bit of a tail. We don't need a long tail because it's going to be just on the top of the bow, and then I'll cut a separate ribbon to hang the wreath by. So I'm thinking about right there for the tail. Then about the bow size, I don't want a huge one, so I'm going to go somewhere right about there for my first loop. And that gives me a loop of about, I don't know, 5 inch loop. So you do that. And the trick to bow making is to constantly hold on to that middle spot and pinch everything. So we're going to pinch these together, and then you flip them and then pinch them. So what that does is, on your next loop that you're about to make, what you want to do at about the same size as this first loop. I'm kind of messing with the loop. The loop size you want is about the same. So I kind of go like that. That's the way I measure to make sure I'm in the same range. Let me get some of this uncurled. I don't want to cut yet because I'm not sure how much I'm going to use, but okay, so measuring up, that's about the same size, and we're going to loop back around, and it's going to come under here, and I'm going to grab it with my two fingers. But if I kept going now, I would be on the wrong side because I've got the gold on the other side. So you're gonna twist at your fingers. You gotta use You got to use some grip strength there to keep all this together there. And then I'm gonna make my next loop slightly larger. I like my bows to have a kind of a graduated look to them. So I like to make this just slightly larger. It wants to be all twirly on me. So go right about there, bring it in and grab it, twist it, and do the next loop. Let's see, I didn't get a good twist on it. Or maybe I did. Okay, yes, I did. Haha. Okay, so the next one, we're coming back around just slightly larger than that first loop. Gonna grip it in there, twist it, and I'm kind of thinking that that's gonna be the full bow. It's not gonna be this huge fluffy bow. I just want it to be something that gives the top a little bit of definition. So with that in mind, I'm bringing my first tail around here to the front, and I will cut off about even there. Cutting ribbon's so stressful because it's so pretty. Okay, then I'm gonna take my cheap ornament hanger wire and bring it here to the middle of the bow so that I can secure all those loops and twists that I did. So I'm squishing that in there, and then I'm gonna twist. And you just kind of keep twisting to make sure that it stays nice and secure. I got 2 of the hangers because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to use this, because basically this is what is going to be used to hold the wreath up. So usually I would make a hook out of this, and that would be what holds my wreath up. But I don't think this wire is long enough. Normally when I use floral wire, I would make it longer. So what I'm doing to compensate is I'm gonna loop in underneath this one here. Maybe. I twisted it good. Somewhere. I can sing to you while I'm trying to make this happen. There we go. Nobody wants to hear that. Not even the wire. Okay, so looped in underneath there. And now I'm pulling it about midway. So it's halfway. And then I'm going to twist the ends here and make myself a nice little loop to use to catch the hook on the wall. Okay, so now I've got a nice little loop that will catch onto the hook on the wall, and we are ready to just kind of fluff this out. See, there's nothing too fancy. I'll cut the ends here in a second, but just enough to give a little festive pop of color to the top. The rest of the vignette, other than the green of the wreath, is going to be all white colors. So let me cut the ends really quick. I don't know if you know the little trick on how to give yourself some nice tails. You do them in half and then cut at a diagonal, and that gives you the pretty finished tail on a ribbon. So we'll do that really quick on both sides. This red, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use the gold or not, but this red color is the same ribbon that I'll be using here in the dining room for the dining room tree, which will be going up next. So it is adjacent, the dining room is adjacent to the foyer. So I like to, when I can, try to bring the same colors in to tie spaces together. So this is a nice little nice little way to tie the two spaces together. Okay, so we got our ribbon. Next thing we need is the hanging down ribbon. I don't know if I'll use both to secure so basically it's just going to be a loop of ribbon. So let's head over to the foyer, clear off what we got, and hang the wreath. I don't have to do much. I just have to remove the existing feature item here. I haven't decided if I will be rehoming it somewhere. It does have some really pretty reds, so it could work in another decorating scenario, but so I haven't decided yet. We'll see. We'll see when I do the final tour of everything, if I found a different home. So I'm just going to remove this, put it to the side for the moment. And then I am ready. Okay, so we've got a blank slate to start with. I am going to bring the ribbon and the wreath in here, kind of measure, see how far a drop we want on the wreath, and then put it all together. This should go together pretty quick. This wreath smells amazing. I love it. I always get them from Costco every year because seriously, when you walk past them, you just get this whiff of Christmas. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to run ribbon through the little hooky thing that I attach to the bow, and that ribbon will drop down and grab the wreath, and then we'll tie a knot back up in the ribbon. So let me grab my little step stool so I can get up there and do that. I've got a hook already up on the wall above the mirror to attach everything to. So I'm gonna do that with this so that I can start kind of gauging how far down we want the ribbon to drop. So I'm just gonna attach the bow to the hook on the wall right now. So that's gonna sit there like that. And then this is the ribbon that's gonna hold the wreath. And I don't think I want it to drop too low. I'm thinking I want it higher up. So I think the amount of ribbon that I've got out there right now would actually work. Let's cut it off and tie it together, and then we can get the wreath up. Okay, I'm going to cut off there and get the wreath kind of in here. Oops. It came off the wall for a moment, but that's expected. Okay, so I'm going to get off the ladder to tie this because I'm not a fan of heights, so I'm not going to stand up there as long as I have to. Okay, so the ribbon has to go in front of and behind in order to make the loop. So we're just going to bring that here, and then we're going to tie this ribbon here in a little knot, and we can work this knot to be behind so you can't see it. So I'm going to pull the knot to be behind, which just means I've got to move it through the bow. I think we're in a good place here. Let's see. Move the knot just a little further. I think we got a good spot there. So let me get back up on the ladder, do our final hanging, and then we can move on to the other pieces. And then you can kind of work with it once everything's up. You can make adjustments. Like, I'm not liking the way the bow is sitting, so let's Try to flip the bow over. Do that again. Okay, back on the hook. We got that there. Mess with the tails of the bow. Mess with the edges of the bow until it's what you like. And I think I like it like that. Just something simple, something basic, not too much. And it lands at a good place on the mirror. You can kind of still see yourself in the mirror if you need to, but for the most part, this mirror is, I've got a runaway stick. We'll just tuck him back there. For the most part, this mirror is more decorative. It always had the big thing in front of it. So I'm gonna move this ribbon out of the way and go bring our big pieces, and then we're just about done. This is all gonna come together really fast once we start getting moving. So I like to work with the rule of odd numbers. So when you do a tree, 3. Or you can do 5. So I'm doing 3 trees here in the middle as a taller focal point. Now let me grab the deal. Well, these are in 2s. When you put them with the trees, they become 5. So that still works out. So I kind of play with this and work with what direction things are looking at. Like, I don't know if I want this guy looking backwards. So if I put him on the other side, he's looking, well, he's still looking backwards, isn't he? But we could do him like that. And this guy, if we tilt him like that, but I really don't like how both bases are facing the same direction. I want the bases opposite, like that. So, let's see. I think I'm okay with this. So you've got one there. So you got kind of this whole theme of white running through here, which is a nice neutral. And then you've got a little pop of color with the green wreath and the gold and red bow. So I think I'm happy with this. It's a very natural looking space, but very classic Christmas. So I think we're done. I hope you enjoyed doing this little space decorating with me. Next up, we'll be doing the tree that goes in the dining room. And this one is going to be completely different than the one that we did in my bedroom. It's going to be using that reddish plaid ribbon. It's going to be using this ribbon. And it's what I call my memory tree. So it'll be going here in the corner. It's a 9-foot skinny balsam hills. So it's a beautiful tree. But that will be next video. So that video should be coming out next. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll keep bringing out content. If there's some area of the house that you'd like to see stylized for Christmas next, let me know and I will try to make a video for it. See you guys later. Bye.